Finding good budget gear can be tough, especially when you want to go backpacking with your significant other. I've collected a massive amount of high-end gear over the last 2 decades, which means I can usually treat my wife to the best gear to keep her comfortable and enjoying the outdoors. But since I've been diving into budget gear over the last 6 months, my wife wanted to join the challenge to see if we can go on a backpacking trip using only budget gear and truly enjoy ourselves. We're bringing our dog, hitting the trail in Sedona, Arizona, and testing out a new round of fresh finds from the internet.
What? I wasn't... It's kind of fun. It's kind of fancy schmancy.
You're already breathing so hard.
Yeah. We only just left the parking lot like literally 100 yards ago. You are carrying one of my Amazon special backpacks. So we're going to get some lady perspectives on a few of the Amazon pieces of gear.
Yeah.
And also this time around, I have another round of new gear. So headlined by this backpack, Ultralight backpack for $130. So we'll dive into that a little bit later.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Cove was excited.
Yes.
We're all excited. So gonna have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yeah. Wow. That color that's starting to happen. The back of the leaves are super velvety.
Really?
They're so soft.
Ooh.
So velvety.
Whoa.
Right?
I want that for underwear. Just like Adam and Eve.
Wow, so pretty. I sound like you on the volcano hike.
Whoa. You mean you're excited about leaves? I mean, these are awesome. We're in Arizona and we have red maple leaves.
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. The green, the pink.
There's too many pretty things to look at.
Yep.
I know from experience. Whoa.
Video here. Wait, what?
What?
Oh, are you looking at my butt?
No. What? What are you talking about? No one will ever know. So we're hiking through this like super cool canyon. It's just like this weird notch in these sandstone walls. Very pretty. We're gonna be getting up onto like a shelf up here, and then kind of like a little mesa, and then we're gonna climb up on top of another peak called Wilson Peak, which will be the second Wilson Peak that I've climbed in like a month.
Technically Wilson Mountain.
Oh, Wilson Mountain, Wilson Peak, whatever. It was a little hot.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
We're all
hot.
a little hot out here.
Kind of hot. What is it?
100 degrees.
What? For real?
That's probably what my backpack is reading,
Oh my gosh.
as it's in the sun.
Wow.
We're hauling a lot of water. You and I each
Yeah,
are.
there's no water.
So there's no water, reliable water up here. So we're each carrying quite a bit of water, of course, and for Kovu too. So that is a little bit more complicated. Are you yawning already? Come on. So yeah, and it's just hot. Like we just had like a little cold snap, like literally like that ended a day ago, and now we're back into a heat wave. So it's beautiful.
I love it. I'm here for it. But
Yeah, but it is hard.
it's hot.
And I think I didn't expect the heat to be back so quick. So we're well on top of this first mesa, and now we're working our way up another shelf, which will be getting up onto Wilson Mountain. So I'm rocking the Nature Hike backpack that's really like an ultralight style. It kind of, design-wise, feels a lot like the Durston, the Kakwa. And for $130, like so far, I'm actually very impressed with this pack. I've got a lot of weight, more than its like capacity rating. I'm carrying 41 pounds because I've got 9 liters of water in my pack right now, plus some camera equipment and a big new telephoto lens. So I'm definitely like stressing it out, but it seems to be handling it fine. Initial impressions are, it's actually a pretty cool backpack.
Maybe big cat? I don't know. 1 cat? 3 cat? 2 cat?
2 cat scat.
Or is it a big scat from 1 cat?
Big scat from 1 cat. Well, if it's anything like me, that's one cat.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
That's a lot of poopy.
It's a lot of poop. I feel like if it was just a bobcat, it would be like that big. What do you think? Mountain lion?
It probably actually is a mountain lion.
Crikey. It's a mountain lion.
Look at her. Look how cool my wife is.
Oh.
Just a quick note, I was using this backpack, and I think it's basically like a unisex backpack. So if you're curious if both men and women can use it, I think the answer is yes. And what we also found that was interesting is that you can adjust the torso length.
Yes.
So a lot of these really
It's
cheap...
a little finicky, but it works.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, that's a cool design.
No, it's
but
cheap.
it was like, oh, you can do it, which I've found to be nice because a lot of the budget packs, it's
Don't.
just, you get medium, large, whatever, and it just is, that's
It
the
is
size.
what it is. We adjusted
Like,
it really well. Like I think we got it into a good spot for me. So,
I think that actually looks like it fits you pretty clean. So, pretty nice. And you do that so well. Lovely. I like you got your Peruvian bling on there.
yeah.
You've kitted it out. Got your cool hat on. What pants are those?
My favorite pants ever.
Yeah, those are
They're the Outdoor Vitals. I don't know what kind of pants.
Outdoor Vitals Satu Adventure Pant, I think.
Adventure pants.
You've got the women's version.
Yes.
I've got the men's version on. But yours look better than
I
mine.
wear these on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah.
as well as on hikes.
Yeah.
So they're cute as just pants, and I get compliments on them all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You've got your vents open
I do.
because it's hot.
It is roasty toast.
I mean, it's warm temperature out.
I can put my legs away.
Oh, look at her, folks. Not too closely. Okay, that's good. All right, let's keep going.
Ooh, that light.
So we're on top of this Wilson Mountain. Kristi has hiked up here before, so she's kind of leading the charge and has got a spot picked out for where we're going to spend the night.
Oh man.
Whoa.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh my God. That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I am gonna geek out filming this.
That is awesome. Well, we just made it to camp. This is the spot that Kristi had picked out for us. So she scouted it. And I mean, this is awesome.
I've been waiting since the beginning of April to do this with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I came up here with my mom and we explored and I found these campsites and I said, well, we're coming back to do this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now it's just getting cool enough for us to be exploring this part of Arizona again. Although it was really hot on the way up. But,
Yeah.
but I think it's gonna be perfect tonight.
it's so beautiful.
So yeah, lovely spot. Good job.
Thanks.
Okay, so the first piece of gear that I really want to talk about today is this Nature Hike 60-liter, 65-liter backpack, depending on which way you measure it. The interior capacity is 60 liters, and then it has 5 extra liters in this big dump pocket, and then there's even a little mini hidden pocket right here. If you've been around on the channel, you know that I've been really diving into budget gear lately, and it feels in many ways like ultralight gear is still just super pricey. But I came across this backpack on Amazon and it costs $130. So I had to give it a try. And this is my first time really trying it out. And honestly, I'm quite impressed with it. I think it has some really cool designs and I think it actually merits a pretty deep dive into this backpack. So on the outside, you can see it's got 2 generous water bottle pockets and this big dump pocket that can really actually fit quite a lot of stuff. But some of the other things that I think are really interesting that they do is they've got these little strings that are on buckles. And oftentimes I haven't seen these little buckles. So they just have, maybe they have strings with cinches, but if you're getting something in and out like a tripod or something long, maybe a fly rod or something like that, you just have to kind of fish it around. but I really like that there's a lot of room to attach stuff onto the side, like my foam pad over here or my tripod. It does have the kind of ultralight classic roll top that I've got down here, but one other thing that's quite cool is that it's got these over-the-top additional kind of cinch down, tie down parts, and I've got them crisscrossed because I think it looks cool and it balances them out, I think, really nicely, and so they also don't slide down over the sides of the pack. But this would be a good spot to add in like a Z accordion foam pad if you were using a closed cell foam pad. Again, $130. It weighs 2.5 pounds. That actually includes a rain fly. So if you ditched the rain fly, you'd because most ultralighters aren't even carrying a rain fly anyway, you could get this down reasonably close to 2 pounds. Like I said, that roll top, much like the Hyperlights, Outdoor Vitals, Durston, Kakwa, Z-Packs, all those styles have this roll top. I don't know exactly what this material is, but it feels kind of like that nylon. It feels actually like a pretty good material, like not like ultra cheap and crappy. Also, these buckles don't feel ultra cheap and crappy. Let me show you on the other side here. And this is where it's probably going to stand out a little bit differently from some of the other ultralight backpacks, is that it actually has cushion and structure and some framing, which is why it weighs a little bit over 2 pounds. So some of the other ones are going to be extremely minimal on how much padding you have on your hips, around your waist, on your back, on your whole torso here. The specs list this as the maximum carrying capacity at 30 pounds. I actually had 41 pounds in it, so well exceeded the carrying capacity, and yet was pretty impressed. Like, yeah, I had a little bit of some achy shoulders at the very end of today's hike, but on minimal. Like, it was actually a surprisingly comfortable backpack. And it also comes with hip belt pockets, 2 of them, as well as some sort of little water bottle or maybe snack holder pocket here on the top. This isn't very big, so that is a pretty minimal pocket there. But a lot of times on some of these other ultralight backpacks, if you want hip belt pockets, you got to pay like an extra $40 a pocket. So that's, you know, add-ons are kind of crazy, and yet this is priced at the bottom of the market, and it actually feels like a mid-grade backpack. Like, I think it's a lot better than its price point. So pretty excited about this find. I'm gonna set up camp now, and I've got more budget gear that I'm trying out for the first time, as well as some repeats. And Kristi, my wife, is also got some of the backpacking gear that I've been using throughout this budget challenge, and we're gonna get her perspective on a lot of the gear. So that'll be fun. All right, let's set up camp. New things. I finally decided to pull the trigger on the Flextail Zero pump, which has, you know, been super popular. We've seen it all over. And but especially with some of these budget sleeping mats, they don't come with inflation sacks. So you could blow it up by just your mouth, but that would be very tedious, very slow. So honestly, this little 1.2 ounce pump makes this so much nicer. I got this from Pariah Outdoor Products, and this is gear that I bought both this and a sleeping bag that a lot of people have been recommending that I try Pariah, you know, using an American company that's still very much a budget mattress. This is actually $99 and it's 4.7 R value. So the downside is that it's 26 ounces, so it's a little bit heavier than some of the competition. But in terms of the size, the comfort, the warmth rating, and the price, it's pretty good. I'm gonna be excited to try it out for the first time. Oh, you see these colors? I'm gonna feel like Spider-Man tonight. So this is the Pariah Outdoors Thermo Down 15 degree Fahrenheit sleeping bag. And this was $160. So still budget, together very budget friendly. But the sleeping bag is right in the same price point as the Kelty that I've been using and that Aegis Max. So I think it'll be interesting to see how it holds up. Tonight's the night. We're gonna test it out.
Hi, cutie. Lay down. All the way down the bottom, so excuse me.
Hey. Oh, whoa. Brosish.
All right, where's that handy dandy tool you had?
Down at the bottom. Whoa, speaking of the bottom. What? I wasn't looking.
Hi, cutie.
That is beautiful. Okay, so we're doing kind of like a little mini gear hack, and we've actually owned this Zenbivy couples bed for a long time. So we brought along just the sheet part of it, and it's actually gonna tie our two mattresses together. So it'll make what will very much feel like a connected bed. And we also will have the luxury of this little hood that's over here that has some insulation. But there's two reasons why that we're doing it. One, so that we can feel a little bit more connected. You don't have that.
You don't slide around.
Yeah, where it creates that gap.
Yeah, you don't get that weird gap. You can like cuddle up, even in separate sleeping bags. You can still kind of cuddle up.
And then the second reason is because of our dog Kovu. So he can actually be on the mattresses with us tonight, which will be a lot more warm for him, a lot more comfortable for him. And then because the mattresses won't like push apart and slide apart, he won't just like fall into the chasm, which would normally happen if he were kind of splitting between both of our mattresses.
Right.
So that's our little gear hack. If you get one of these sheets, it can fit on just basically any set of 25 or 24, 20-inch wide mattresses, and you can make it a couple's bed and a dog bed.
And that last sunlight.
Still so pretty out though.
Yeah.
So Kristi's got the Kelty Cosmic 20, which is a sleeping bag I've used for a good number of nights this summer. Definitely enjoyed it. And it's actually the exact same price point as the Thermo down here from Pariah Outdoors. They're literally both $160. That's a 20-degree rating. This is a 15-degree rating. And this one definitely feels bulkier. I think that one packs down a little smaller and is a little bit lighter. So just based on feel, the Kelty feels a little bit more premium. But we'll see. So this is a really amazing view of two of Arizona's most iconic landscapes. We've got a view into Sedona, which is the area with this fabulous red rock down at the bottom of the canyon, the red rock, and on top of it is this more white sandstone layer. So that is amazing. But off this direction, we've got Oak Creek Canyon, which is a beloved place for anybody who's ever driven through this state to come drive that highway. And in the very back distance is Humphreys Peak, or the San Francisco Peaks. And if you just watched one of my recent videos, I hiked 15 miles across that mountain range, summited that mountain for sunrise, and it was truly amazing. So it was such a cool experience to see that landscape with new eyes, and now I get to see this landscape with new eyes. I've literally never been here before, despite having lived in Flagstaff for many, many years. And then Sedona, which is a place that Kristi and I have explored a lot, to come out here and just to see this particular vantage point. I think why people don't really come camp up here is there's no water. So we did a massive water haul today. Kristi carried a ton of water, I carried a lot of water, and of course, Kovu didn't do crap. But we're all here and we're having some fun. This is gonna be just the perfect place to spend the night and test out some great gear.
Oh, I would love to see a pygmy owl.
Turn towards me and tell me what you saw.
A pygmy owl.
Say it in a full sentence.
I used my Merlin app to tell me what I was hearing, and it's a pygmy owl.
Ooh, have you ever seen one before?
No.
Oh, let's find it. That was a really cool sound. So it was in one of these trees, yeah?
It sounded like it was over there.
Yeah. Hey, how dare you? How dare you on-guard me?
On guard. Ooh.
Don't you tip over.
I did tip over though.
Rough spot for that to happen. Un flat space, por favor. That's not sure what language that is.
Spanglish.
Splanglish?
Spanglish.
Splanglish.
Spanglish.
Yeah, it's awkward. That's a lot of water. I hauled this baby up. This is about 20 pounds of water.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You see those little slots in the bottom? Those lock into these 3 slots. It's a new thing I'm doing. I had a ton of commenters be like, oh, you need to get the Fire Maple Petrel pot, the Soto Triflex little pot stand, and pair it on this camping moon. All right, first time firing this puppy up.
Let's do it. Oh, that feels nice. You have stuff all over you. He's got like sticks in his ears. You got stuff all over you.
Oh man, what is going on?
Did you have a good roll?
You have a good roll in the hay? Roll in the hay?
Oh my gosh. Look at you.
Well, that was a pretty efficient first boil on the stove.
Yeah. Wow, that was fast.
It's like kind of cool, actually.
I am so gassy tonight. Gonna be a fun night in the tent. You're gonna be a rose between 2 thorns. I like this thing.
Yeah, just the first time using it?
Yep. I've been using this stove for a long time and I've loved it, but it comes with a 4-prong pot support, and so it wouldn't fit this style pot.
Okay.
So I picked up this like attachment, pretty inexpensive, like 15 bucks, and it replaces the 4-prong support, actually shaves some weight, and then it allows this to fit on. So it's kind of fun.
It's kind of fancy schmancy.
Fancy pants.
And it's inexpensive. How are you doing on just water?
Yeah, we're a pack. We're gonna eat together, bro.
This is awesome. You picked a great spot.
Thank you. I was like, just trust me.
I didn't trust you.
I know.
I haven't had a campfire
In a while.
in more than a year.
Yeah.
It's probably been a couple of years since I just had a campfire. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Warm enough?
Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Oh, what are you doing?
What are you doing, buddy?
Hey, Peter Cooper? Peter Cooper, you ready to get up?
I think he's ready to get up.
He's want to play.
He's ready. nicely.
Oh, it's my favorite time of camping. What? Having fun. There's 4 hot air balloons.
This is rad up here.
Yeah.
Sedona, Flagstaff, and then even just like up the canyon, straight at the mountain.
Right.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Kristi has been running around like a mad woman with the big telephoto lens that we just got and getting some really cool scenic detail shots.
Sedona was a really transformative place for me. Just because I moved here across the country and just off a whim. And then I met Eric 6 months later. You know, like it's very special to me. It's got a beautiful place in my heart. And every time I get to see it in this setting where it's just showing all its glory, just makes me really happy.
Cheers to that, babe.
Cheers, babe.
Boom. Yeah.
Cheers to Sedona, because without it, we wouldn't have met.
That is true. Wow. Thank you, Sedona. I appreciate you. So it's time to thank today's sponsor of this video, and that's Element. If you've been around on the channel, you've definitely seen me talk about Element, and I have been very enthusiastic in working with this company because I really love what this product is. They are my absolute favorite on the market. They taste the best, and it's a very simple recipe that just provides my body what it needs, especially when I'm out sweating and losing a lot of electrolytes. This helps me feel better at night. It helps me get good sleep. I eliminate a lot of my headaches that I do tend to feel after hiking and sweating and losing all those electrolytes through the day. So if you haven't tried them, I highly recommend that you do. I think that they are not only fantastic tasting, but they are very effective. And right now, if you want to go to the link below at drinkelement.com/erichanson, you can get a free sample pack of 8 of Element's most popular flavors and see which one is your favorite. Thanks so much to Element for sponsoring this video. Let's go talk about some gear. It's been an amazing morning. Had a great hike out here, and now it's time to do a run through of what we took out here, all the gear, how it performed, and your thoughts.
Yeah.
My thoughts, our thoughts. Let's start. I do want to note that this is the Featherstone tent that I've talked about quite a bit, but this is the first time that I've shared it with anybody, and it was kind of the perfect little tent, 2-person tent to share, actually even with our dog. So it's such a spacious tent, which is one of the reasons why I really like it. And it was actually
Yeah, I really
very nice.
liked the way the mats went all the way to the sides. It felt like the whole tent was a bed.
Yeah.
And that way, for both of us, we could move whichever way we needed to and not feel like we're falling off. And same with Kovu. Like, he didn't feel like he was just going to slide off the mat and be uncomfortable or whatever. So I really liked how the mats filled the tent.
Yeah, it was perfect. So you can see how the bed really is like the whole bottom of the tent here, what Kristi was just talking about. When the three of us have been backpacking together, I've often had to take a 3-person tent. And that's heavier, it's bulkier, and it was really nice to just take a 2-person tent and still have it work for the 3 of us. And obviously, Kovu was much more comfortable too.
He's obviously happy
which is
in
great.
here.
Yeah, he really is.
Kovu, can you come down here?
You go lay down?
Come in here. Oh my gosh. He's like, no.
That's the Zero mattress from Flextail, and it has the same orientation, like the same vertical baffles, and it's about the same thickness. These over here are this one and this one are just the tiniest bit bigger, and what that effectively means is that you've got these little bumpers that kind of hold you into the middle of the mat.
It felt very, very, very comparable to the Zenbivy, which I love. I love the Zenbivy mat. And this felt... I didn't feel a difference, honestly.
So the Zero mattress is $140. So where a lot of the comparable mattresses that it performs as well as, I think, are like $200, $220. So that's a pretty nice savings, of course.
Yeah.
Wow, Kovu is really just hamming it up right now. He is. I think he's maybe ready for being home.
I think so. I think he's ready to go home.
Yeah.
I had no complaints.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just didn't notice really any difference in this setup than our Zenbivy, like, expensive setup.
So you basically were using about a $300 system between the sleeping bag and the mattress. And you've been often using sleeping systems that are like $800. Bougie. And
I didn't know anything different.
And that's pretty amazing. I think that's actually a pretty good testament to
it is.
To how those 2 bags perform.
Yep, the only thing I did bring...
Oh, you brought your bougie pillow.
Was my bougie pillow. I love it. I think I love it because I can... Honestly, I'm going to geek out about this a tiny bit because I think it's just great. So I love that it has this inflatable pad. I usually don't inflate it very much because it has this beautiful little soft plush pillow in it as well. So the combination of the two, my head doesn't feel like it's rolling off a big blow up thing, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it acts far more like a regular pillow than any of the other camping pillows I've ever used.
Yeah.
This is one I will not go without. It's also really good for travel for me because of my back injury. Honestly, this is like, this kind of feels like something I will go nowhere without.
That is also my favorite pillow. And the reason
Sorry, I stole it.
Yeah, it's gone. This is a good pillow. I like that pillow. Good solid backpacking pillow. But you can just see how much thicker the Zenbivy is compared to that one. And what that means for me is that when I often sleep on my side, sometimes even my stomach, like I rotate around a lot. And if you are just strictly a back sleeper, then I feel like it doesn't matter that much. Both are going to be equally as comfortable. But this one just lifts my head so much better off the mat. This one, I often need something else like a jacket or my arm to just get my head to prop up to a proper angle.
Also feels like the pillow you have at home. Like it actually has the feeling of one of those like soft down pillows that I know you love and that I love. Eric tried to put this tiny little pillow in my bag before coming. Yeah, he tried. It was this. Like, you know, he tried to put that in my bag and I said, I already have my pillow.
Yeah. Nope.
I want the big guy. I want this one.
Again, this little hack with the Zenbivy sheet was actually a really smart idea. So if you are like backpacking as a couple or you have a dog, kind of either one, but just even if you're just a couple, this can be thrown onto any set of mattresses, and I thought that was great. But so I'm gonna take this off.
Kovu, you gotta come out. Come on.
You gotta move there, bud. So I picked this mattress up for $99 from Pariah Outdoors. And what caught my eye about this one was that it had won an award from Backpacker Magazine as a great budget mattress. And I've had many people on YouTube comment that I really need to dive into their kit and try some things. I still have yet to go for their tent, which is very popular, but this was actually very good. I did find this to be quite comfortable. Now, one thing I will note is that if I have a choice between baffles that are oriented horizontally or baffles that are oriented vertically, to me, this is much more comfortable. I don't know why, but I just feel like these are much more comfortable to lay upon. You know, this is quite thick. That's it's like 3 or 4 inches thick there. 4.7 R value, so it's very warm. I never felt the ground. I was super warm last night. And I think if you're looking for a really quality budget mattress that feels very comfortable and is warm, this is really, really nice. Now, the downside and where you pay for it is that it's just a little bit on the heavy end. It's a 26-ounce mattress, and right now, if you were to pay top dollar for, say, a really high quality mattress about the same warmth, you'd be getting it for like 16 ounces. At the same time, like if you were to go back about one single generation of sleeping mattresses, 24 to 26 ounce mattresses is just the normal thing. The other thing is that it feels durable. Sometimes when you get these budget things, you're like, wow, how long will this last? Like 12 minutes? And I don't want to jinx it, but it feels durable. So definitely pleased with this purchase. I think it's very good. And at $99, that's the other comparable ones that I've been using are from Climate that were like $80 mattresses. And I would say this is much better than the Climate mattresses. So this is the Thermo Down 15-degree sleeping bag, also from Pariah Outdoors. And this I thought was good. Like I would give it probably like a B-. My voice squeaked there. It's literally an identical price to the Kelty Cosmic 20, but I just felt like this bag is a more premium bag. If I'm deciding between the two, I will definitely say I think this Kelty Cosmic 20 is a better option in my opinion. On a positive note, it was more of a roomy option than some of the other budget sleeping bags that I've used in the past, where I often will feel very constricted inside the sleeping bag, or the foot box is tiny, my shoulders are all cramped. This one was actually very roomy inside. And then one or other kind of cool design thing that they have is just this little miniature quilt that they've sewn in. It's kind of like a draft collar, and that is also just a nice small detail. And what that effectively does is it helps reduce the drafts that are going to escape out of your sleeping bag when you're sleeping at night. It also kind of acts as just like this little mini blanket that you can kind of tuck around your shoulders, and it's just pleasant. Sometimes the budget sleeping bags don't have very good draft collars. If you are on a rather cold night, you've got this drawstring here, and then you can cinch that down. Kovu. Oh my gosh, he's so needy. You can cinch it down and then really close that gap into just around your mouth and your nose. And what that will do is really maximize. And what that will do is really just maximize that warmth rating of a sleeping bag. So if it is very, very cold, being able to do that is actually quite important. I definitely think the mattress was more impressive. And honestly, that's kind of harder to find. I feel like it's harder to find a $100 mattress that I think would really be a quality mattress for a lot of backpackers out there who are looking to get by on a budget. I have some more goodies that I want to talk about. So let's move elsewhere out of the tent.
More goodies.
That's right, more goodies. Let's go. Every once in a while, I'll listen to Dan Becker. Not very frequently.
What?
But every one, yeah, I know. Every once in a while I will. And I finally bought this Govey thermometer at his recommendation, something that he's talked about for a long time. And I think it's $15. It weighs less than an ounce. It's super lightweight. And it pairs up with my phone. And what it allowed me to do was just in the morning, I could actually see the whole, not just the current temperature, but every temperature for as long as this thing has been battery powered. Very cool. You can measure like dew point and humidity and all sorts of information. So if you are kind of not just a weather nerd, but if you just like really want to know like what the conditions are at any point in your backpacking trip, this little gizmo, to me, I don't know why I didn't buy this earlier. This would have been really helpful to have. And also, this let us know that it was actually in one of the spots in the canyon, it was 100 degrees because of the way that the sun was baking off these rocks that we were hiking through. And we kept wondering like why we felt so bad. Well, it's because it was literally 100 degrees that we were backpacking in. I did talk about this last night a little bit, but just as a quick refresher, I feel like it's somehow a great blend of that ultralight style bag where you've got this minimal kind of roll top design while also having a pretty good yoke structure and back panel here. This was actually surprisingly comfortable for me. Oftentimes these style backpacks have almost nothing going on down here. And this was very, very comfortable. Nice hip belt buckles that were easy to cinch. I like being able to cinch them like this direction. It's actually like a lot easier to do than pulling them like away. Oftentimes they're really just like tubes with straps, and this feels like it has more going on, and yet
That was hilarious. You both just went.
That was a cool bird.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. My early thoughts are that this is actually a really great option for somebody who's looking for a lightweight backpack. This weighs 2.5 pounds, comes with a rainfly. You could ditch the rainfly and probably shave, a quarter of a pound or so. And I think you've got a really nice ultralight budget backpack. Kristi, what do you think of the Nature Hike 3700 from Teton Sports?
It's a backpack. You're gonna get all of the like good nitty gritty like specs and things from Eric, but I'm just gonna be like, that was good. I didn't like that so much. What's the price on this one?
$80.
Holy crap!
Yep.
That's genuine because I am very picky about backpacks. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of picky about a lot of things.
You're men.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I am picky about the backpack, especially now with the back injury. I know I've had other very expensive backpacks not feel as nice as this. Osprey. But this one, honestly, to me, outperforms Osprey.
It's kind of amazing.
The hip belt is wonderful. It's very comfortable. It does adjust, which most budget backpacks don't. Even though the adjustment is a little finicky and kind of hard to access, it's at least adjustable. So Eric was able to use it. I was able to use it. We're very different in our torso lengths. So that was great. I did get some pain in my collarbones. Again, I'm also not in backpacking shape, so my body just has to get used to a backpack again and carrying weight. So please take this with a grain of salt. But overall, I thought it was very comfortable. I was hiking really strong with it.
It actually looked like it truly fit you.
Yeah.
Like probably almost more than any backpack we've had you use.
Yeah.
Which was kind of amazing.
Yeah. No, that's true. It did fit really well. That's pretty much it. I liked it.
Yeah.
$80. I'm impressed.
I the more that I do use or am around that backpack, the more I'm like, at $80, that is actually a pretty impressive backpack.
I'm quite impressed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Show me the seat.
Eric wasn't so complimentary of this seat.
I thought it was a ding dong of a seat, but
The seat.
the seat.
This was my first backpacking trip back after my injury, and I didn't want to carry too much weight. So it was either you carry this big chair or you carry this that packs down into a tiny little tiny little guy.
I think that thing costs it was like $20.
Yeah, and how much is a chair?
Yeah, the chair that was the other
that we were
option
going to bring,
was
because it was lightweight.
160.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a big difference. This was great. It kept my butt off the cold rocks, which is great because I get cold easy. Loved that, and it was cushy. The only thing I felt like is that it didn't hold air very well. It deflated throughout the night.
Not sure what that was about.
Maybe I sat it on it too hard. I am a bit of a plopper.
I married a plopper.
So that just might be a Kristi error, Kristi flaw.
Hey, it's got to be able to withstand real use.
Plopping.
That's all.
But
You're
anyway,
not the only plopper out there.
I don't have anything bad to say about this, except for it is a little bit of a flight risk.
Well, we did have one thing already fly off a cliff.
Yeah, we did. It was retrieved. We're good.
Yeah.
But it did get breezy there for a minute, and stuff was starting to fly. So you got to hold this one down.
Yeah.
Because it's flighty.
Your use of it here did redeem it a little bit in my eyes. It wasn't total junk.
Yeah.
Which was kind of my first impression of it.
Yeah.
Come this way, come this way. This actually is because of so many requests on the channel in the comments section for trying out this combo. So actually, thank you if you did put in this request, because I think it's actually quite awesome. So I picked up the Fire Maple Petrel. I think it's the 650 milliliter pot. So it's slightly smaller than what I've been using, but the main difference is that it has this heat exchanger on the bottom. Kovu, you can just go over there. And this heat exchanger really reduces that wind loss of heat as the wind will just kind of blow the heat of a flame away. So it really makes it more efficient. But if you notice, it's got 3 prongs here for where the pot stand will fit. This is the Camping Moon XD2F, which I picked up on Amazon for $37. And I had a lot of people reach out and say, you need to get this attachment, swap it out. This is from Soto. They make their Windmaster with also the 4 prongs, same as this, but they have a 3-pot attachment. And so I decided to try it out. It's super slick. I actually prefer how this one goes on and off the stove, and it just nests in perfectly and makes it a super efficient little pot combo. This pot is $26. This is the exact same cost as the titanium Toaks pot that I've been using. And the other subtle detail that I like about this pot a lot is this handle. So on the Toaks pot, it actually has just these little kind of fold out little handles, but they often get very, very hot. And
yes, they do.
Yeah, as Kristi has maybe burned herself. When you have the ability to actually hold this, it's very stable. It comes with a lid that has like a little strainer on it. And then the way that this all closes, it actually, the other benefit is that the Toaks pot, the lid just kind of flies off because it doesn't have anything that actually closes on it. So for the same price, $26, actually I think that this is a pretty stellar combination, and this is a great deal that is now probably my favorite little pot. I stole the little bag from my Toaks pot to just give this a little bit of padding so it doesn't clang around in there. So inside is both the fuel canister and the stove. Fits and nests perfectly together. And then with that, that's pretty slick. This is one other thing that I had to try out from Pariah Outdoors. And I got this double wall titanium mug, but I did think that I would kind of like it a little bit more. And this mug, for $8, I just think this is the best dang Camp Cup there is. So, Camp Cup. $40 for a titanium one or $8 for a foldable little plastic one. I think I still go for the $8 mug.
Same.
It's just so good. It's just kind of fat. And I have seen some of the budget bags I've used be a lot more slim, a lot less bulky than this one. This kind of reminds me of the synthetic North Face bag I used first. This is definitely a lot better than that. I think this is still only like a passing grade, but I'm not wowed by this sleeping bag. I'm also kind of not a huge fan of how this release valve works. It's not a big deal, but kind of got to fold it out of there so that you can actually get the air to escape. Just takes a little bit more effort and a little bit more time to deflate this air mattress. My final thoughts on the Pariah outdoor gear stuff is this is like a C. It's a passing grade. It's a good sleeping bag, especially at the price. But if I'm making a choice between this or a very comparable Kelty Cosmic 20, I'm going to go with the Kelty Cosmic 20. I just think it's a more premium bag. It's got a better feel. It's lighter and it's smaller. This is serviceably good, and I'm impressed, and I'm glad that this is out there, but I'm not completely like blown away by it. However, this mattress, I think that this is a great budget mattress. At $99, it packs down about as small as like the old Big Agnes Rapides and a lot of the comparable mattresses from, I would say, one generation ago. Now, there are some new technologies that make these a lot lighter and a lot slimmer, but you're gonna pay twice the price. And so it's very comfortable, it's very warm at 4.7 R value. I'm actually very, very impressed with this, and I definitely think that this sleeping mat is a big time win. Last but not least, this is the FlexTail Zero Pump. I picked this up kind of in response to getting a lot of these budget mattresses that don't have inflation sacks. I have mixed feelings about it because I do just prefer an ultralight mattress that has an inflation sack. It is very, very nice to just turn this on and inflate your mattress with no effort at all. These run about 40 or 50 bucks. And so it's definitely a luxury item. So if you're on the fence or you're really trying to save money, I wouldn't get it. But if you've got some disposable income, you want a cool gadget that's just kind of fun, this is pretty cool and very satisfying to use.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for following along. Kristi, you nailed it with this place to camp. This was awesome. And we had a surprise last night. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. The comet. I wasn't sure if we had missed it or not.
Yeah.
And Eric was just playing with some astrophotography and was like, wait, there it is.
It popped up. So very excited. It was super cool to have like the galaxy overhead with the comet going.
It was right next to the Milky Way. It was cool.
That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
This was super, super fun. Great to get out with some budget gear and really feel like it was not like a bad experience. Like we both, I think, had great time with our kit, with our backpacks, sleeping bags, everything. And so to be able to do that on a budget, it's pretty awesome. I think it's time to wrap it up. Kovu has given us the signal that he is done, wants to go home. If you've got any questions, please hit us up in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later, everybody.
Bye. Yeah, you ready to go? You gonna go hike? All right, let's go.
Here we go. Let's go.